Hey guys, welcome to week 6. As you know, the class format is changing rather dramatically because of statewide precautions against gathering together. I have decided to just turn this class into kind of a plain online class. So I'm not going to be holding live class sessions every Monday and Wednesday at 12:45 that you need to attend. Instead, I'm going to just make some videos, kind of piece together my weekly lectures. I'm going to make some other videos that are screenshot videos, giving you useful demonstrations on practical application of some of the things I talk about, and then just pack the modules full of any information I think you need to understand the concepts. I will be requiring some discussion, and I'll make another video about how the discussions will work. The discussions, participation in the discussions will be the way I take attendance. So more on that later. I want to jump right into the learning outcomes for week 6. And what we're going to be talking about and doing this week is preliminary reading. Last week, we brainstormed topics as a class. You did it on your own, you did it in small groups, and then we did it as a class. And later on in the module, I made a list of those pretty cool topics you guys came up with. I also added to the list some things, some new topics some of you mentioned in your reflection. So those of you who turned in your reflection and talked about your potential topics, thank you. Those made the list. If you are still struggling to find a topic, I invite you to look at that list because it's a really full list and it has lots of great ideas. And of course, you're always free to come up with new topics as long as they conform to the theme of the class. So once you have a topic or two in mind, the next thing you really need to do is some preliminary reading to develop that topic. I stole the term preliminary reading from the MLA handbook, 7th edition, the last edition. They had a great little chapter on preliminary reading. I've always utilized preliminary reading, though I used to call it background reading. So you're welcome to call it preliminary reading or background reading. But the point of this type of preliminary / background reading is to evaluate your topic and to refine your topic. And evaluate and refine would probably be a really good idea for you to remember those for the quiz. What we mean by evaluate our topic is just to make sure it's engaging to us. Last week with topic selection, we discussed the importance of choosing topics with personal meaning. Research can be pretty tedious if you're not personally engaged. And so sometimes we think of topics that might be interesting, and then we start doing the reading and discover that, no, in fact, this is really, really dull to me. So evaluating your topic before you commit to it's a great idea. Is the reading relevant and engaging? Do you find it interesting? Is this something you want to go down the rabbit hole with? And also evaluating, are there plenty of sources on this topic available? So later on, I'm going to give you a demonstration of background reading, and I'm going to take you not just through the usual Google search, but also run you through some of our databases, because it's important when you choose topics that you choose topics that have lots of sources, not only on the web, but in scholarly journal articles, because remember, you have to have 6 of those on your final literature review. But I'm going to show you how to do that. In terms of refining, I want you to think back to the discussion we had on the threshold concept, scholarship is conversation. And this is such a great opportunity, preliminary reading, to see some of the conversations that are unfolding about these topics. What are other researchers and other writers and other students saying about traction or social media and outdoor play or media bias and politics in the digital age? You're interested in these topics, and tons of other people are too, and they're talking about them, and they're writing articles, and they're producing YouTube videos, and they're doing studies. So this is your chance to see how other people are talking about your topic, to identify some of the major issues surrounding your topic, and most importantly, which of those issues, which of those conversations are most interesting to you. You just have to trust me that a literature review using 6 studies is not a very huge project. And I feel bad saying that, because for some of you, it probably seems really huge and scary right now, and I'll walk you through that. But you just have to trust me that you can really focus. I would recommend refining your topic into something much more focused instead of a broad topic. And I guess what I mean by that is I think it would be too broad to have a topic like, what are the physical effects of screen time on human beings? Because there are so many physical effects. Instead, I would really drill that down. Like, what are the effects of blue screens on sleep in human beings? Or what are the effects on vision of, increased screen time? But right now, your big task is to take the topic you think you want to do, or maybe if you're still undecided, you'll do this with a couple of topics, and we're going to run them through Google. We're going to run them through Gale eBooks. We're going to run them through one of our big Superstore databases, EBSCO, and I'll show you how to do that, just to see what is being said about them, and what are the available sources, and to start generating your ideas. So that's preliminary reading, and that's a big part of this week, and I'm going to make you do it. And I'm going to give you make another little video demonstrating how to do it. The sort of end game for this is for you to come up with your final topic, and the way I want that topic expressed is in the form of a research question. So there's also some information in this module on what makes a good research question and how to formulate a research question. And I don't want it to be a big deal for you. It's just going to be like a 1-sentence question that gets to the heart of what you want to figure out with your topic. So the example I'm going to use, because none of you brought it up for your topic, is our social media friends really are friends. And all my demonstrations this week will be on that. I guess I'm giving you a bad example, because one of the big things about research questions is you can't have a yes or no answer. So my question might be more useful if it was designed like, let's see, in what ways are social media friends like face-to-face friends? Or how does friendship online differ from friendship face-to-face? So that's the second thing you're going to be doing. And I think that's actually it this week, which is going to be plenty. I'm going to have an assignment for both and a discussion in which you have to talk about what you did for preliminary reading and what your ultimate question is. But I have several good links on developing a good research question. And you're not going to be graded on how great your question is. Trust me, if you have a weak question or a question I think can be improved, I'm just going to tell you and help you get it into shape. Because next week we're going to be developing research, like intermediate research questions that lead us to the answer of our big research question. So that research question element is going to be pretty important. I'm hoping a lot of you stick with me. I know this is lots of changes right now, and I don't know what's going on in your other classes. So you're still going to have quizzes and reflections, and remember, we have our little open discussion group still available. I think Mike posted something about one of his Dry Creek walking meditations last week. So I encourage you to, if you have things on your mind other than learning information literacy skills, which undoubtedly you have lots of other things on your mind. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, I tend not to feel stressed and anxious, and I'm feeling pretty stressed and anxious. So I might be contributing to those conversations too. But we're going to make it through this. Watch the videos, go through the modules carefully, mind due dates, and love me a little because I'm not making you attend an online class twice a week for 2.5 hours, because wouldn't that be hellish? Email me if you need me, and I'll talk to you on the discussion boards.